Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is, you handsome lot. We've got on the ramp today a 2015 Volvo, I think it's a V40 D3. I don't really know. I'm not very good at remembering what model these cars are. There's just that many of them. It's just nuts and bolts to me. But anyway, there's a little bit of a backstory behind it. It's been, I know I keep saying it, it's been to various other places, but this customer has travelled about an hour, 2 hours for me to have a look at the car. It's going into limp mode. It's got a EGR, closed loop EGR control at limit, flow too low. Now, it's already had, if we grab the camera, let me flip it round. It's already had new EGR valve and various other sensors fitted to it. Anyway, this is the fault code that we are getting, PO4D900. Right, let's have a little look. Let's see what this, hang on, if we go back there, I did record some live data. I can't remember what it is now. Recorded data. Come on. Recorded data, Volvo. Now obviously I've took it for a test drive and I've studied the live data and made sure that everything is or should be working as it should. Let's select them all. I'm going to try and go through this with you as best as I can. Right. We've got EGR flow, EGR valve position, command, engine speed, exhaust manifold air pressure, manifold pressure, mass airflow, particulate trap pressure difference, and the vehicle speed. Right. If we're going, as you can see, everything is working pretty much as it should. If we go to EGR valve position and command, it is pretty much opening and closing as it should. But plot twist, something did stand out to me. Now, instead of me looking through all this live data, all these PIDs, we're going to unselect them. We're going to go exhaust manifold air pressure, vehicle speed, and also engine speed. Now we can combine them, right? So we've got engine speed, blue, exhaust manifold pressure, orange, and the vehicle speed is purple. If we have a little look. No, hang on, I'm going to go back because I also want, no, I've got engine speed. If we combine them, right? The orange one, which is there, it should be replicating the RPM. So just go back again, click off vehicle speed, and just study. Combine them both, the blue and the orange one. The orange one is very steady now. It should be replicating the engine RPM. Now, if you watch my channel a few times, you've probably seen or know where this video is going. Before we get involved in fixing this vehicle, what we're going to do was have a look at that live data, actually live, and see, just to show you what's going on. Obviously, the blue one is the engine RPM. So as I rev it, the orange one should follow it. Now, this is a common fault on the BMWs, the Renaults especially, and it is the upstream pressure pipe. Now, before we go getting too involved, let's just do a little bit of proper diagnosing things and making sure that everything is working as it should do. Ignition on. We've got a 12-volt battery supply, which is a GYS battery support. That is a must, or a battery support is a must for diagnosing vehicles these days, because you can see that we're holding 14.5 volts and that battery isn't going to be draining because the lights are on, your DRLs are on, and honestly, But anyway, we've got a little potentiometer coupled up to the wiring loom. What we can do is just see if all the wiring and the ECU is reading correctly, which it is. We can put resistance through it, so we know that the loom and the ECU is working as it should do. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Right, let's have a little look at that pipe down the back there. Now let's concentrate on the sensor and take the sensor out. 27mm. Look how damp the workshop is today. Look at it. Oh, it's horrendous. Anyway, 27mm, get it slacked off and we can take that sensor out. And there we go. That is one little sensor out. Now, I don't know whether you can see, it has got a tiny little bit of carbon on the end of it, but nothing excessive. Normally, if you give them a tiny little tap, don't go too mad, you can sometimes see little bits popping out. Now, I have got Steve in the car. Going to give it a... Oh, and Gav. Gav comes to have a little look as well. Right, now with that sensor disconnected, when Steve starts it up in a minute, you should see exhaust gases coming out. Go on. Absolutely none whatsoever. Just give it a little bit of rev. Yeah, that'll do. So we can confirm now that that pipe is fully blocked. Now these little pipes going down the back there, I don't know whether I can get my camera down there. Can you see? It bolts on to the exhaust manifold, and then banjo bolts, they can snap. And if they snap, oh, I tell you what, it's an absolute nightmare of a job. So what we're going to be doing, before we go off the bitter onto the mild, as my old boss would say, we're going to try and get the heat inductor down there and warm that pipe up and just see if we can get it unblocked that way. If not, we're going to be sticking a bike cable down there. Now what we're going to try and do, it might get a little bit noisy, but we're going to try and get this down the back there and get it glowing. Let me just turn it on. Turn the power down. We don't want it too hot and blowing holes and stuff. We might work, it might not. We have got some smoke coming out, I don't know whether you can see. Is it going to pop out? I don't know. Let's have a little look. Probably have to try and get it just that little bit more hotter, I think. Right, but because of how tight it was, I didn't really want to go in there and damage the pipe, get it too hot or melt it or whatever. But anyway, what I've done, I've just removed it. And luckily enough, the little banjo came undone relatively easy. So what we're going to be doing, we can set it up. There's a little bit of an experiment. Let's put the tool back on. Now I have got it rigged up to a bit of an airline. We're going to plug through it and warm it up at the same time and hopefully see some soot and that come out. Now I would say that is unblocked. turn it all off. That was a cool experiment, right? Sometimes, like I said, you do have to clean them with a bit of a bike cable, because them banjos, if they snap, oh, trust me, it is an absolute nightmare. Right, all we've got to do now is get all this put back together. Everything down the back there is now put back together and tightened up. Now that banjo bolt, you don't need to go mad with it, just nip it up, it's plenty tight enough. Right, let's get on the diag and let's have a little look at some live data. Let's just make sure that everything's plugged in. We only had the one plug off, haven't we? Yeah, one plug off. I'm happy with everything. Right, let's get on the key and see what is happening. How is everybody anyway? Coping with the weather and all this climate changing I can't be doing with it. It's cold, it's warm, it's wet, it's everything within a week. Right. Ignition is switched on. Let's give it a start now. The orange one, that's the one we want to be looking at. As soon as we start it, you'll see the difference straight away, I hope. There we go. You can see now that it is replicating the engine RPM. In fact, it's rising and falling quicker than the RPM. We can confirm that that is working as it should do. Now the problem when you see an EGR flow, there's always, like, obviously because this is measuring Steve in the background. Obviously because it's measuring exhaust gases. Now as far as the ECU is concerned, with that pressure sensor being blocked, it's still recognising exhaust flow. So when the EGR side of things is looking for the EGR flow, it's like, well, hang on a minute, we're not getting it. We're not getting that EGR flow, but hang on a minute, the exhaust, according to this upstream pressure pipe or sensor, we're getting exhaust pressure. And that is going to be chucking an EGR low flow. Because if it's reading it one way and not detecting it, where is the flow? It's not flowing, is it? Because that sensor's blocked and it's holding pressure. Now, when I drove this car before, obviously, I went for a test drive in it last night, cleared all the fault codes down, and within a matter of 10 minutes, the light was back on EGR flow. So what we're going to do now is get this car off the ramp and take it for a good drive. Let me just, before we go anywhere, let's just read the fault codes. Ignition on. Clear the fault codes. As you can see, we've got no fault codes. Well, we're out in the car. It's driving a little bit better than when I test drove it last night. Obviously, with these upstream pipes blocked, your throttle response does go a little bit laggy. Also, when they're unblocked and they're working correctly, better throttle response, fuel economy will go up, and you'll also notice a more crisp drive to the vehicle. I'm happy with it. It's driving. Let's get back to the garage now. Oh, I've just stopped as well and got me lunch. Well, I killed two birds while I'm out on a test drive. Stop at the shop and grab a little butty, as you do. It's almost Friday, isn't it? Well, no, it will be Friday. It's been past Friday when I dropped this video. It's going to be going out Sunday, I hope. Anyway, let's get back to the garage, read some fault codes if there is any, and go from there. Right, well, after that little bit of a test drive, unfortunately, even though the car was driving better than what it was, one fault code has come back. So, what we're going to have to do, I think, is I need to have a little look to see if it's had an EGR valve on a cooler. We're going to have a little look at this cooler, I think, see if it's blocked. Right, well, I don't know whether you can see, but we have had a brand new EGR valve. Let me turn my light away. brand new EGR valve, but it is the original cooler on it. I'd like to have thought whoever's fitted that EGR valve would have cleaned the cooler out. You'd have thought so, wouldn't you? Luckily, they aren't bad to take off. We've got a few little bits and bobs up here. Now, I'm not going to bore you getting it off because it is just a couple of nuts and bolts and a few pipes. Right, well, one EGR cooler is now off. As you can see, brand new EGR valve. And this end's one, whatever that is. An EGR cooler is block solid. I'm gonna have to try now and get a cooler for it from somewhere. Right, well, unfortunately, not the outcome that, let me just get comfy a minute. It's not the outcome that I wanted for that vehicle. It is dinner time now, I'm having a little bit of a pot noodle. Anyone else think that pot noodles should make a drink? Because I do like, after you've had the noodles, I like sipping the juices. I think that'll be a good little buy. But anyway, I rung around a few places. No Aftermarket does EGR coolers for them. There was various ones on the internet, secondhand. No, I don't want to go down the secondhand route, put it on, light coming back on, and been a bit of a faff. But it's not something that I'd normally do, because I do like to fix these cars correctly and do it as it should be. But I spoke to the customer, told him how much it was going to cost, a brand new from the dealer EGR cooler for them, absolutely phenomenal price. And by the time it's all, it's going to cost a lot of money. So it's gone down the road of having a EGR solution, not that something that I like doing, but at least the customer can have the car back, drive it, use it, and perhaps after Christmas, they might turn around and say, look, I want to get my car done properly. Let's get a cooler on it, and then I can spend a little bit more time trying to find either an aftermarket one or... But I think sometimes you have to do the opposite to what you like doing to get the job done. And that is what I've done. I've been down the road, test drove the car, we've got no horrible fault codes coming back up for EGR cooler. Unfortunately, this isn't the outcome that I wanted for this job, because I like to do it properly. Anyway, enough of me rabbiting on. If you've liked the video and you've made it this far, please do not forget to hit that like and subscribe, and I will definitely see you on the next video. Take it easy, and let's get it sent.